on 97.3.
Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. We are also live on all affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. Western region, we are live on Premier FM 100.5, Sky Power FM 93.5 and Beach FM 105.5, all in Takrady. Bono region, J Life FM 95.5 in Sunyani. Ashanti region, we are live on Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. Volta region, Akwini Radio 96.7 in Kando and Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi. The news is also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, Public Accounts Committee Direct Deputy Head of Human Resources at the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, Ibrahim Muniru, to refund an amount of 31,848 cedis.
And he's with you?
No, he's not here at the moment. But
Where is he?
oh, he's in the office.
He's in the office.
Yes, please.
He's probably watching us. He has to pay 31,847. And we are giving him 90 days to pay this amount.
Also coming up, Ghana records first single-digit inflation in 4 years as September figures falls to 9.4%. Still ahead, Pristia police arrest 2 suspected soldiers and 2 other civilians over attempted robbery at a Chinese mining company.
There were 2 military guys and 4 people who were dressed with nose masks covering their faces. So they.
And later, Tewu calls up 2-week-old strike following a productive engagement with government.
As a result of the positive development, TEU has decided to suspend the indefinite strike action set from Wednesday, the 1st of October.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is also live in the northern region on Dasuma FM 99.1 in Yendi, Upper East, Word FM 88.3 in Zwarungu, Upper West. We are live on West Link 88.1 in Laura, and in the Northeast region, we are live on Eagle FM 94.1 in Wali Wali.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. Now, the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has directed the Deputy Head of Human Resources at the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, Ibrahim Muniru, to refund an amount of 31,848 cedis. This follows revelations in the Auditor General's report that Ibrahim Muniru continued to validate the salary of one Abdul Hakim Idrisu, an employee who had vacated his post. According to the report, Abdul Hakim Idrisu was absent from work for a total of 109 working days between March and August 2024, despite receiving 2 absenteeism queries from his immediate supervisor. Despite these red flags, the HR deputy continued to authorize payment, a move the committee described as a clear breach of financial regulations and administrative procedures. Here, excerpt from today's Public Accounts Committee proceedings.
You knew he wasn't at work. His supervisor had written, a query had been raised in April, and yet you kept paying him. But you know very well a query has been raised. All these things were brought to your attention, yet the validator kept validating.
Madam, we'll make it simple. Whoever validated this person needs to pay this amount, 31,847. so ruled. Auditors, make sure that that person pays. And we are giving that person, and who was the person who validated that? What was the name of the person who validated?
Please, he's Ibrahim Muniru.
Ibrahim Muniru, that's from HR.
Director, and he's with HR.
And he's with you?
No, he's not here at the moment. But
where is he?
Oh, he's in the office.
He's in the office?
Yes, please.
He's probably watching us. He has to pay 31,847. And we are giving him 90 days to pay this amount.
You had excerpts from this morning's Public Accounts Committee hearings. The New Patriotic Party, NPP, says the request by its Bono Regional Chairman, Kwame Bafo, also known as Abronye DC, for a televised session with the disciplinary committee will be decided by the committee once a date is set for his appearance. Abronye DC was referred to the committee over alleged defamatory comments against Kennedy Ejapon and false claims against the party's General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong. In response, he requested that the proceedings be made public to ensure transparency. Speaking to Citi News, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Alhaji Haruna Mohammed, noted that the decision rests solely with the disciplinary committee.
The General Secretary's letter that came out publicly is a referral letter, not a petition. So the petition will be before the disciplinary committee, and then the disciplinary committee will write to Abronye inviting him and giving him specific date and time that they will be meeting him. Per the constitution of the party, it is the disciplinary committee that determines how hearing is done. So if Abronye wants to make such a request, then he would have to wait that when an invitation is extended by the disciplinary committee to him, then he can make that particular request to the disciplinary committee. It is only the disciplinary committee that can determine that, not the party leadership. And that is the standard in the New Patriotic Party. It is left with the disciplinary committee to use the timelines that their terms of reference to call. What I do know is that I don't think it should be more than 20 days, but there is definitely a timeline, and the disciplinary committee will certainly be looking at the timelines to do the invitation.
Alhaji Haruna Mohammed also cautioned supporters of the various flag-bearer aspirants to be mindful of their utterances ahead of the presidential primaries in January 2026.
For me, as a party leader, what I would say is that I would caution all of them with respect to their conduct and commentaries in public speech. This is a learning curve for all of us. If you begin to say something and people begin to also say things against you, that tells you that we must all learn and be very decorous to each other. So I would only caution them. This is not the practice that the MP or the tradition that we have all followed, and it is not our training and not part of our background.
Alhaji Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Eric Opoku, says government policies have led to an oversupply of food on the market. This comes amid concerns from farmers calling for the purchase of their produce to prevent post-harvest losses. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show earlier today, Dr. Opoku encouraged Ghanaians to patronize locally grown farm produce to help reduce market costs driven by imports.
But then, Ghanaians must understand this. Continue to be moochers, trying to get everything free, borrowing and not paying. No, we must understand that nobody will come and face this country for us. We must do everything on our own. If you go to the market and you see local rice and then imported rice, and you choose to buy the imported rice, you are creating jobs in the country where the rice came from at the expense of your own people. If the jobs have been created here, your children, my children, grandchildren, neighboring siblings, whoever will be employed, and we'll build the economy together. So it is part of the education that we are working on. But now, I also have instances where some of these importers have come to me, that they have the maize, they imported them, nobody is buying. In fact, they are losing their investment. Is it the case that we can do something about it? They are not in to buy imported rice. And so they should hold on.
Addressing concerns about the lack of price reductions, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Eric Opoku, explained that although food prices are dropping in urban areas, consumer habits and the influx of imported items are affecting how costs are perceived.
Now, when it comes to the centers, the urban areas, where people don't produce, they only consume, the figures we are receiving is that the prices are coming down. But there is one problem. Some of our people in the cities, Don't go to the Ghanaian market like Aboboshi and others. They shop from the mall. When you go to the mall, some of the food items you see there are imported. And the prices cannot be compared to the local food now because local sources are now cheaper than the imported sources. Then again, regardless of the fact that we have some middlemen, some people operating as middlemen between the farmers and the urban areas, engaging in profiteering, trying to enjoy abnormal profits, buying cheaply from the farmers and selling at cutthroat prices to the consumers, the prices are far, far, far better. We are asking Ghanaians that we have decided to produce to feed Ghanaian people.
Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Eric Opoku. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection says it is working with the Ghana Police Service to facilitate the arrest of the Assistant Headmaster of KNUST Senior High School, Charles Akwesi Edu. This follows the circulation of a viral video on social media allegedly showing him in a compromising position with a female student. The Ghana Education Service has since relieved Mr. Edu of his duties pending further investigations. Speaking during the Vice President's working visit to the ministry, Sector Minister Agnes Namomo Latte said the move forms part of broader effort to address child abuse and gender-based violence.
We have lots of reports on gender-based violence and then also child abuse. And because of the position of the ministry, we are able to collaborate with the police anytime such issues come up. Of recent is the report, Your Excellency, of the 13-year-old girl with the assistant headmaster. So even though GS through the school dismissed or suspended the head, we are collaborating with the police to effect the arrest of the man, the head, the perpetrator. So these are some of the things, the challenges. But the good thing is that because there is more awareness of what abuse is, everyone, one way or the other, is becoming each other's neighbor.
Agnes Namomo Latte is Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. The Teachers and Educational Workers Union TEU of TUC has suspended its strike. The union had been on strike over the government's prolonged delays in finalizing and signing their conditions of service agreement. According to TEU, recent engagement with the government have been productive and steps are being taken to address their concerns. Speaking to the media, General Secretary of TEU, King James Azotiba, warned that the union will resume its industrial action if Tuesday's scheduled meeting with the government does not produce positive outcomes.
TEU leadership held a meeting with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and our employer institutions. After a very constructive dialogue, the parties resolved to work towards an amicable solution to the concerns of the union. We are expected to meet the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on the 7th of October 2025 to proceed with negotiations, conclude and sign the various conditions of service of the affected institutions of the TEU of TUC membership. This formed part of the agreed issues with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission during our engagement. As a result of the positive development, TEU has decided to suspend the indefinite strike action set from today, Wednesday, the 1st of October 2025, to allow for further discussions and implementation of the agreed terms. All TEU members in the aforementioned institutions are expected to resume work by Thursday, the 2nd of October 2025.
General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC, King James Azotiba. Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni has urged members of the judiciary to show greater urgency, impartiality and consistency in handling cases related to illegal mining, drug trafficking and abuse. Delivering the keynote address at the opening of the annual general meeting of the Association of Magistrates and Judges of Ghana, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni stressed the judiciary's central role in addressing some of the country's most pressing legal and social challenges. He added that no individual, regardless of political connections or social standing, should be shielded from the law.
The judiciary's mandate and responsibility in relation to galamsey, environmental degradation and drug abuse. As members of the judiciary, we are not policy makers and we do not wield the enforcement powers of the executive. Yet our constitutional role is neither passive nor peripheral. We are the guardians of justice, custodians of the law, and interpreters of the nation's conscience. So our responsibilities in confronting these challenges include upholding the law. We must ensure that prosecutions related to illegal mining and drug trafficking and abuse are handled with seriousness, impartiality, and urgency. And I mean urgency. Where there is evidence, the law must be applied without fear or favor.
We had Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni. This is still the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still to come, Ghana records first single-digit inflation in 4 years as September figure falls to 9.4%. We have details of that, plus other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go away.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
This October, Ghana's altar calls once again. After 7 unforgettable years of testimonies, tears, healing, and worship, the 8th edition of Women in Worship arrives with a divine charge. Celebrating his faithfulness, minstrels from Ghana, Germany, Nigeria, to the United States, Ada Ehi, Rabna Tomi Favored, Ikriaserwa Bonsu, and many more will gather at Perez Dome on October 5th. This isn't just another gospel concert. It's a testimony-centered, purpose-soaked, digitally powered movement curated for women, families, and nations. Grab your tickets now. Regular 100 Ghana Cedis, VIP 200 Ghana Cedis plus beverage. Grab it online via Ego Tickets or www.eventpaddy.com. Short code USSD *713 *33 *30# or call Ticket Hotline 0248 810 396 or 0544 124 567. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Hacho Shell, Bachano Toto, Perez Dome, and more. Sponsors CMIH, Betamalt, Pepsodent, Gino, Palms by Eagles, Ebom Air, Awake Purified Drinking Water, PR Engineers, Media Partners, City FM. Brought to you by MTN Momo and powered by Quest. Women in Worship 2025. Daughter, you still have a voice.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. Ghana's consumer price inflation has dropped into single digits for the first time in 4 years, extending a 9-month streak of declines. The year-on-year rate eased to 9.4% in September 2025, down from 11.5% in August. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, the slowdown was largely driven by an ease in food prices, with food inflation falling to 11% in September from 14.8% the previous month. Non-food inflation also edged down, easing to 8.2% from 8.7% in August. The sustained decline means inflation has already beaten the government full-year target, offering relief to households and businesses that have endured prolonged price pressures. Here is government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu.
The key takeaways also includes the following: that inflation dropped to 9.4% in September, down from 11.5% in August, far below the 23.8% recorded in December 2024. This is the lowest rate in 4 years and the 9th straight month of decline. Secondly, overall prices increased by 0.9% between August and September 2025, showing that while inflation is slowing, households still saw small price increases in the short term. Thirdly, food inflation fell to 11% in September, down from 14.8% in August. However, food prices increased by 0.6% between August and September 2025. Non-food inflation eased to 8.2% from 9.7% in August. Non-food prices, however, rose 1.1% month-to-month, meaning they rose by 1.1% between August and September 2025.
We had government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu. President John Dramani Mahama says government is taking decisive steps to tackle cyber fraud, including romance scams, by ensuring swift prosecution and sanctions for offenders. Launching the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, the president described cybercrime as a growing threat to national security and public trust. He added that government is working with local and international partners to strengthen efforts in tracking, investigating, and bringing offenders to justice.
The most interesting one is this guy who pretends to be a stammerer and says, so read the number for me quickly. They say, one. I wish that all our citizens will be that aware that your bank won't call you, your telecom provider won't call you and ask for your personal details. And so this is a very important month and a program. Some are romance scams, and recently we've been collaborating with our international partners. Our extradition treaties, we ship the culprits back. And so we'll continue to collaborate with all our global partners. Anybody involved in romance scams, whether you are a foreigner or you are a Ghanaian citizen, we will hand you over to be tried and punished accordingly.
President John Dramani Mahama, now speaking at the same program, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation Samuel Nate George disclosed that his ministry is engaging the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice on the establishment of specialized court to ensure the swift prosecution of cybercrime cases.
Ensure swift prosecution. We're working closely with the Office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice to establish a specialized court to handle cybercrime issues. We express our gratitude to the Director General CID for the enhanced collaboration we have enjoyed with her outfit. Furthermore, measures are being implemented to establish sustainable financing mechanisms for cybersecurity. We're committed to establishing the Cybersecurity Fund pursuant to Sections 29 and 30 of the Cybersecurity Act 2020 to ensure the availability of financial resources to support national cybersecurity initiatives, protect critical information infrastructure, and build capacity across all sectors.
He had Communications Minister Samuel Nate George. Now, authorities at the Elubo Government Hospital say the refusal of health personnel to take up postings to the hospital has rendered key units and machines underutilized. The medical superintendent of the 65-bed capacity hospital, Dr. Zakaria Musa, who made the complaint to the Western Regional Minister, added that although the facility is new with modern equipment and attracts patients from Ivory Coast, the lack of personnel is affecting its operation. Citi News' Western Bureau Chief Akwesieje Inim has the details from Elubo.
Elubo, being the largest town on Ghana's western border with Ivory Coast, has a large population of residents, travelers, customs and immigration personnel. To address their health needs, this 65-bed capacity Elubo Government Hospital was commissioned in 2023 with modern equipment. The facility attracts Ivorian patients from across the border. However, briefing the Western Regional Minister on the hospital's operations, the medical superintendent of the facility and the administrator both said although it has space for 120 personnel, the refusal of health professionals to take up postings at the hospital is affecting its operations, a situation they partly blamed on accommodation problems at the hospital.
Initially, about 30 staff were posted to us, but for some reason we cannot explain. As soon as they hear Lubo, they all stay back. But notwithstanding, our staff number is so small. And the way things happened, I had to work 24 hours. And the next manager, she has to work 24 hours because in a new facility. And the Ivorians were trooping in, and they would just, anytime, midnight, once they heard about the facility, people were just coming.
Some of the functional units, we recently opened the theater. Some of them remain closed. See, most of the machines there are state-of-the-art machines that will need trained personnel to be able to use them. And these people are not accepting postings to this place because of the accommodation challenges.
The Western Regional Minister, Joseph Nelson, who was disappointed about the refusal of health personnel to Elubo, expressed concern over why the Ghana Health Service continues to pay such personnel.
It beats my mind why anybody in that sector is transferred to a facility and says that I want to go, and the person remains in the system, continues to take salary, and I don't get it. You have overstaffing in some places, and then you go to another place, we don't have staff. Those who have the responsibility to, take decisions about these persons, what are they doing?
Meanwhile, immigration officials also briefing the minister on border operations complained about how trucks carrying chemicals for mining explosives have to park dangerously in the Elubo town while being processed due to lack of parking places for them.
Cote d'Ivoire, they imported a lot of explosives for mining purposes through our ports. And whenever they get here, explosives are very technical to handle. So when they get here, the documents have to be scrutinized very well and checked, and it takes a bit longer time than normal clearance. And all this while the cars containing the explosives would have to be necessarily parked in town, sometimes among the vehicles that are lined up to cross the border. And we think it's a very, very, very big danger that we are running.
The Western Regional Minister, Joseph Nelson, in response, called on the Elubo District Chief Executive to ensure proper parking for such trucks carrying explosive chemicals.
The one we had at our PAT, just one truck, and we all know of the effect. And so I think that this is a danger that we must avert. And usually with us, it's firefighting. We wait till we know the danger, but we wait till something happens and then we start running around, to solve it. So once this one has been flagged as, something we need to deal with because of, how dangerous these chemicals are.
That report was put together by Western Bureau Chief for City News, Akwesi Eje Enim. Now, still in that region, 2 suspected military personnel and 2 other civilians have been arrested by the Pustia police in the Western region during an attempted robbery at Longshine Mining Company Limited, a Chinese-owned firm, on Sunday at Pustia. Confirming the incident to City News' Akwesi Eje Enim, the Public Relations Officer of Longshine Mining, Zion Rootman, said the alleged military personnel dressed in military uniforms together with 2 masked civilians stormed the company's site in a pickup truck.
That was 28th of September, 10:30 to 11. And then we faced that attack. I was even a victim, which a pickup registered number GN 6116-25 entered into our mining territory, and there were 2 military guys and 4 people who were dressed with nose masks covering their faces. So they first attacked the security guards who were on the first post, and they came straight to the authorities area there too. They come to make some attack. They even hurt me that I'm talking to. So I was just suspecting them based on the other guys who were civilians.
Public Relations Officer of Longshine Mining, Zion Rootman. And before we go, the Chief Executive of Gold Ridge Refinery Limited, Nana Yaudodu, popularly known as Dr. Sledge, has been released from the custody of the Office of the Special Prosecutor after meeting his bail conditions last night. Dr. Dodo is being investigated for suspected corruption and corruption-related offences connected to the Minerals Income Investment Fund, especially in the management of its gold trade program. Earlier this year, Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin announced an investigation into suspected corruption with MIMS operations focusing on payment and transactions involving major projects. Sources at the OSP say Dr. Dodo is to report to the OSP every Tuesday as the investigation continues. And that's it for today's edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Good afternoon.
First.